All right, and we should be live. Welcome to the corner, everybody. And I'm Frosted Glass, and I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages, Jack Gunsky,
Hey, what's happening, everyone?
Moonshock,
So savage.
Terry Diamantis,
Hey everyone.
and this week's guest, Jack Cochran.
Hi, I'm doing this of my own free will.
That's right. Keep this up, and you'll be free to go. All right. So,
If you don't behave, you're gonna have to come back next week.
all right, and I know what you're thinking about, Jack C. You know, you're probably thinking about diversity hiring and the white lie of most qualified candidate.
Yes, because that's the first thing you think about whenever you think of Jack Cochran.
Well, I mean, it's true. I
So
do
woke.
occasionally have to do that.
Yeah, I just know how his mind works.
He's a mind reader, everyone.
Yep.
He's like Uri Geller.
Oh,
Yuri Geller is what he said.
Never heard of him.
I
Oh,
don't know.
well,
Big guy.
Main one.
look up Yuri Geller. I know him as the guy who bent the spoons, but like he was like a mentalist, and
He was a fake, and James Randi pointed him out for being a fake and wrote a book about it.
of course he was a fake. No one can actually be a mentalist.
Well, yeah, obviously, but for some reason there are idiots out there who believe that shit.
Oh yeah, that guy's still got a career saying stupid shit. So
Yeah.
Anyway, our first
And
article.
James Randi is too dead to write another book. So
Yes, unfortunately.
So, with wealth and power disproportionately and historically pooled among white people, hiring has long been skewed toward white bias, cronyism, and nepotism.
I don't even think these people know what the words they say actually mean. I think that they go into a little book of words, and just put their finger on the page, and whatever's there is what they write down.
There's probably a woke dictionary out there somewhere that has all these things just defined for them.
coincidentally, that is also how Family Guy writes its jokes.
Yeah,
I believe that.
although these articles are funnier than Family Guy.
That's true.
Yeah,
But they do drag on as long.
yeah.
Also true.
As the news has spread about my university being the latest case of white faculty claiming false diverse identities, I have seen on social media one of the negative consequences I anticipated from this situation: people criticizing diversity hiring.
How dare they?
Yeah, shit.
I expected this sort of backlash because every time the issue of needing to hire more diverse faculty has been raised among faculty, one of the first responses is, we should always hire the most qualified candidate.
In the faculty.
The
Because faculty is a good word.
The person voicing that position is always a white man.
Oh my god.
How dare he? How dare he be a white man? Lynch him.
That bleached bastard.
Yeah, Alabaster Savage. And each time a new hire turns out to be a white man, again, even though the final 2 or 3 candidates include diverse people, the response is, we hired the best candidate. The problem...
That's because that's what you're supposed to do when you hire people.
But I like how white people aren't diverse.
Yeah.
I like how black people are never the best candidate.
Yeah.
If you're saying don't hire the best candidate based on what this guy says, and it's always black people that you end up hiring, then you are explicitly admitting that you think that black people are inferior.
Yeah, this is why you should always have completely blind interviews, so that you can defend yourself by saying, I haven't seen this person, I haven't talked to this person, all I've done is kind of corresponded with them via chat.
Hey,
Blind
here's an idea.
press is going to be very busy if you make that rule.
Here's an idea. Maybe if the majority of people working at a company are white people, maybe, just maybe, it's because the job is located in a majority white country.
Well, I really would like to see that. I would really like to see a company that started from the ground up, hired only by the merits, like if they had like a virtual chat. There's no video, no voice, no nothing. All you did was
Yeah.
communicate via chat and see what kind of demographic you come up with when you finally hire all the people in.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
can already, I
yeah.
can already tell you the problem with that. They will say, you are ingrained to look for white speech patterns and white communication styles. So you implicitly prefer those who came across as white in their communication, even without seeing that they were that they had white communication skills, and that's why you hired them.
Terry, wasn't there something in Australia where they tried like a gender race blind hiring process dealy, and then it was discovered that they were basically hiring all white people, and so they had to abandon it.
No, what happened was they said completely blind testing because not enough women. It wasn't done by whiteness; it was women. They said,
Gotcha.
we are not hiring enough women, so what we need to do is completely blind hiring practices, and then even fewer women got hired, so they had to scrap it.
Yeah.
Also, when they say that, it comes down to 2 or 3 candidates, well, that would make, if you had one black person, that would make them take up 33% of the candidates, when they're only 13% of the population.
So it's not enough, is what you're saying. Is
Yeah. It's just because
give it.
A truly diverse company will have 100% black people working at it.
So if everything is proportional, you should have less than one black person on that list of 3 people.
Yes.
Yes.
You should have a half black person at best.
Yeah.
Obama's busy.
This is your colonialist mentality, because you're looking for the hidden whitey clues that are hidden in the colonialist speech pattern that is inherent in the snow ape DNA. So you can recognize that, and that's unacceptable. These Caucasoid hellhounds have their own secret language that they use, so we have to eliminate that and hire people that are not good at the job, so they can fail.
No. The other thing is Frosted was using colonial mathematics to determine those percentages.
That's true.
And remember, if you don't believe all of these things, then you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Also,
look, my shaman said this was all above board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Whitey Clues is my favorite spinoff of Blue's Clues.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Although slightly racist with the hood and robes.
Yeah. The problem with this complaint, and even commitment, is that white men constitute only about 1/3 of the population, but are the majority in many fields, and almost always the majority in positions of power. If mostly white men are making hiring decisions, there's a significant likelihood that these white men see best candidate in people who look like them.
Wrong. Having worked for an RPO company, I can tell you that is absolutely false.
Be quiet, Moon.
I know because those true hate facts. I tell you.
With wealth and power disproportionately and historically pooled among white people, hiring has long been skewed toward white bias, cronyism, and nepotism. If we are going to be honest, in all fields, positions are flush with mediocre white men who have been hired for many reasons other than being the most qualified candidate.
I'm Frosted. Can I just ask you, have you ever read an article off of Medium that wasn't just based upon whatever the writer figured in the back of their mind? Like, did anyone ever produce any actual evidence of their insane racist claims? Or do they just kind of, if we're just being honest, this is how I feel about it?
Well,
I don't know. I mean, if I came across a reasonable article, I would just throw it out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But also, there are good articles on Medium, just not on this subject. Like, I've seen, like, there's a guy, Patrick Miller, who does Medium articles on, like, the psychology of fighting games, and those are interesting. They're not the articles on wokeness. Those are all garbage, but there are good articles on Medium.
And then, of course, there is pregnant Goku.
Mhm.
The greatest article ever written.
Yes. And even though there is abundant evidence that white men have huge advantages in almost all fields, even ones that are predominantly black, such as professional sports, there is a history of imposters there also. Take the case of George O'Leary from 2001. In the world of high-level football coaching, which is disproportionately made up of white men, who are recycled through jobs at a mind-numbing rate. Let's see. 5 days.
Well, my biggest argument on that is that these people are making hundreds of millions of dollars. So where is the racism there? Where is the bias there?
And then they talk about some guy like padding his resume or something.
Uh-huh.
Does anyone recall the rush to end the hiring of male football coaches due to high-profile cases of fraud? Anyone calling to curb or end diversity hiring due to the rash of imposters in academia in recent years is simply grasping at a convenient and misleading reason to hide their real efforts to cling to white privilege.
Has that been the reason though? Like, I've never seen anyone say we need to end like diversity hiring because of imposters. It's always because they're not qualified.
Hey, here's an interesting question to ask. Why are there so many imposters out there these days? Why are there so many people pretending to be a different skin color other than white?
Because of Among Us. Because of that
Yeah.
fucking game Among Us.
Well, as a black man, I feel very targeted here.
Thank you, Black
As-
Comic Reviews.
as a fake black man, I feel very close relation to this issue,
Yes.
and I am entitled to speak on it.
Your new name is now Black Cochran.
You can take off the run part if you want.
Black Cock Reviews.
Oh, that's that. You would get a big audience, just a very different one.
See, there would be your diversity stream right there, my friend.
You'll have to do a laundry review, except you smash in the window of the laundry
Steal
place. Yeah, steal the laundry machine.
See, Jack, and this will be for Jack Gunsky. See, this is where if he had like the Black Cock streams, this is where he can open up everything with, look at the size of my dick.
Big pictures of Richard Nixon in blackface.
Yeah.
Most qualified and best fit are white lies aimed at preserving the status quo. Here are some harsh truths that must be stated. White male exceptionalism is a lie, and white male mediocrity is extremely common across all fields.
How is this person not a racist? How can they possibly this person just called alt-white men mediocre?
But Pox can be racist, remember?
Yeah,
You can't be racist against white people. They like totally invented that or something.
yeah.
Yes, people of color are totes, not racist.
Diversity hiring remains necessary, and hiring candidates primarily for their diversity is not only acceptable, it is in fact preferable to counterbalance countless decades of white people being hired purely for being white and connected.
That seems to lend itself to a slight issue of underqualified people. Like, you go around to Harlem and it's like, look, we just need a black guy. Anyone will do because of the law. So, the guy doing crack in the alley, you just became CEO.
Yeah, it's like the mayor picking the black guy as sheriff in Blazing Saddles.
Well, Senate just said, and black father Siggy runs are a universal truth.
There you go.
Let's see. Lost my place for a sec. Daily, mediocre white men are hired while diverse candidates are expected to be exceptional and compete among themselves for ever-decreasing positions in fields such as higher education.
Here, hold on. Let me see. Daily, mediocre black men are hired, while white candidates are expected to be exceptional and compete amongst themselves for ever decreasing positions in fields such as higher education. Does that sound okay?
Stop being racist.
You're so racist, Jack.
Yeah.
Right, you bigot.
Disavow. The fear that a candidate may not be the most qualified in higher education, where almost all candidates have achieved a doctorate, is particularly ridiculous. Certainly among academic doctorates and even medical degrees, there's a range of quality, but that range is already at an advanced level. For people with academic doctorates, there's also substantial evidence that even so-called weaker candidates have significant capacities to grow, learn, and improve. Yes, because when I have a doctor operating on me, what I care about is that they have the opportunity to grow.
Yes.
Yes, this will be your surgeon today. Is he black?
Well, he mangled everything, but did you learn anything?
Yeah,
But he learned on the job, and that's important.
he's improving.
I learned they don't live so good if you take the heart out.
I learned that the brain is very important.
So I
nobody
so I
needs a spleen.
so I put 2 brains in you. Systemic racism and sexism still make diversity hiring very challenging, and as recent cases have revealed, higher education is likely very susceptible to the sort of fraud uncovered among white women posing as diverse candidates and scholars.
Elizabeth Warren much?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe that's because of race-based practices. Oh wait, that's what you're complaining about.
But hasn't all hiring been prone to fraud and poor hires throughout history? Curbing or ending diversity hiring would be yet another case of demanding perfection among diverse candidates and the hiring process while having never demanded perfection in the good old boy system. Recent cases of academic imposters are not signs that diversity hiring is a problem, but a few high-profile cases of fraud cannot be allowed to pause the already very slow progress being made to create faculty in higher education who look and live more like all of us, look like all of the U.S.
So 13% of all faculty has to be black.
Yep.
No, you got to double it for every year of slavery.
So that'll be about what, 300% of the faculty has to be black.
Yes, yes, because it's never enough. So you might as well just go all out.
So 3 people doing the same job, none of them's doing it right.
Yeah. If you can turn off the lights and see the teacher, they're not black enough. That's the new rule. Diversity hiring remains a necessity, and most qualified is a white lie designed to derail these goals. The end.
So what have we learned?
Nothing.
That this author is a fucking idiot.
Oh, we got a sunburst laugh.
I always wonder what part it is she's listening to.
Yeah, maybe she'll say it. So maybe she'll speak up from upstairs, but we'll see.
She's actually
Maybe
watching.
she will.
She's actually
Maybe.
watching Quippers from this week.
Oh no! Don't do it.
Oh, I didn't tell her about it, but now that you guys have, she'll probably want to find out.
It's Frost's fault. He mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Blame him.
Anyway, it's now time for the first game, and I assume you remember Jack C. The horseshoe game.
Vaguely. It's been a little while since it's been on.
Stormfront versus Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
it's where I take 2 quotes from 2 different forums. One is Black Separatists, and the other is Stormfront. You have to guess which is which. All right.
The ultimate game.
Yep. All right. Quote A. And for the record, the grammatical errors are not me. They are taken from the quote. Capitalism is a Jewish economic philosophy. Anyone who supports it or promotes it is either uniformed or race traitor. I assume they mean uninformed, but you know.
Uniform.
Yep.
These people might just hate cops. Like,
Yeah. And you folks quote B, you folks better be careful. Next thing you know, those Jews will be waving the Holocaust banner, which is what they normally do when challenged.
I'll just go straight up. B is Stormfront.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I was gonna say A is too obvious for like somebody. Oh, A is totally Storm. I'm like, knowing Frost that he would make it look too obvious.
Nah, Stormfront and Black Separatists both hate the Jews.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Jews is no longer a dead giveaway.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Well, I mean, they're both about Jews, so.
Well, but if you're uniformed, you're a race traitor, clearly.
I mean, like I said, if there's anything these two can bond over, it's that they hate the Jews.
There's actually a Tim Minchin song where he suggests that as getting was it the Jews and the Muslims together because they like you don't eat pigs, we don't eat pigs, so let's both not eat pigs together. It's like the stupidest argument to like unite the religions.
I think of the Tom Lehrer song "National Brotherhood Week."
Yeah. And
So does this
everybody
mean-
hates the Jews.
Does this mean the Stormfront doubly hates the Black Israelites? I will say that B is Stormfront.
Okay. Jack Gunsky,
I'm gonna say B is Stormfront.
Terry,
B is Stormfront.
Jack Cochran.
He's gonna be different.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're both Black Separatists, but if I had to pick, I would say A was Stormfront.
All right. And the answer
both
is
This better not be both of them being something.
Yeah, he's gonna mind fuck us again.
You do. I will get pissed. I will get pissed at you.
would I do that?
Yes.
Yes, you would.
And the answer is A is Stormfront.
See, you shithead. You psyched me out.
Yeah, I found a thread on Stormfront of whether capitalism is good or not, and apparently it's not very popular.
Very curious indeed.
Well, aren't they usually anarchists anyway?
No, they're usually communists. Sort of. If you look at socialists at the very
Yeah, socialists. Yeah. That's all right.
There's look his face, Richard Spencer. He's like he voted Biden. He's like all in on the Biden train. Like,
Oh, I am glad on several fronts of that because no longer can they be like Donald Trump was a candidate of white supremacists. No, he's not. Not anymore.
was one of those fronts the Stormfront.
And I remember watching the Richard Spencer Sargon debate on Andy Warski's channel, and once you listen to Spencer talk about his beliefs and stuff, it's like, oh, so that's why they wanted to shut him up, because he's basically the same as the leftists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He sounds exactly the same, and what's more, he's not that bright. He's kind of stupid.
Man.
I think that my favorite clip of his was when he was on microphone and he said my ancestors used to own them. Remember that when he was like freaking out and he didn't know he was being recorded?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh,
But-
it was
yeah.
hilarious.
But yeah, like,
It was-
if you platform this guy, people are just going to see, oh, he's stupid.
Yeah.
Keyword M's asking a question: do the Black Separatists have a specific website like Stormfront does?
Well, the one I use is africanamerica.org.
It's
Jesus,
not as
you
good as
should-
the next.
Gee, that's not too obvious, is it?
All right, and on
hope you
to
clear your browser history a lot.
I use incognito tabs when I find these.
Welcome back. We see you haven't been here in a week.
All right, and on to our next article on language that oppresses and language that doesn't. Impact matters far more than intent. By the
And
good
that's why folks is FOLX.
by the Good Men Project.
Oh, fuck those guys.
There's a useful distinction that many marginalized people have made for centuries that many privileged people don't understand. The difference between simple prejudice and institutionalized hate, or prejudice plus power. I used to not understand that difference, and I assumed that racism, sexism, heterosexism, and other forms of oppression are relative and applicable to all, and that reverse racism, reverse sexism, reverse heterosexism, etc. are real. Today, I don't believe those things.
Because you're an idiot.
Reverse heterosex. Whatever.
Yeah, I've never heard of heterosexism.
No, I mean, it,
Well, yeah, it's because they're making it up to prove a non-existent point.
Yeah.
It just sounds like they're like anti-gay is reverse heterosexism.
And
That's like taking shell shock and turning it into battle fatigue. It's the same fucking thing. They're just using more syllables.
And that's because through listening to people in different marginalized groups as well as privileged allies, I came to realize that these isms are all about power in those categories. Racism is white supremacy, sexism is male supremacy, homophobia is heterosexual supremacy, transphobia is cisgender supremacy, and so on. Of course,
This person must be the most boring human being to. All of these people must be incredibly boring in real life.
Oh, come on. At a cocktail party, this person is a delight. They are just there
No.
lecturing you about all the wrong things you do. It's so empowering.
And I love how they automatically have assigned like racism is white supremacy, sexism is male supremacy. I've seen sexism on the other side too. I used to work for a place that had fucking nothing but women there, and they hated all the men.
now it's
No, you
prejudice plus
haven't.
power.
that was not sexism.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Of course, one of the ways that both simple prejudice and prejudice plus power get forcefully reproduced is through language. The difference between a white person saying the N-word, which I refuse to say, and a person of color using cracker to insult whites is not simply one of identity. It's about power and privilege.
So you can
Nigga,
use
nigga.
you can use the word cracker because oh my god, it's so safe. But if you try to use the N word, oh my god, that's so bad.
Well, I suppose the big difference here is most white people don't care if you call them a cracker. Like, if you call a black guy a nigger, he will get upset with you, understandably. You call a white guy a cracker, he's just going to go, yeah, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I've been called much worse than cracker in my life.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, if that dipshit from what was it, that Drew Carey show? What was his face? That didn't. If he hadn't done that stupid stand-up comic thing, like, he's a nigger. If none of that had happened, you wouldn't see this N-word shit. Nobody would care.
Which,
What?
which guy?
The dude
You
from
mean Michael
Seinfeld.
Richards?
The
Oh,
guy
for-
that did Kramer, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
from Seinfeld. You said the Drew Carey show.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
Like, are you talking about Craig Ferguson?
No, yeah. If he hadn't done that, and that never would have gotten out, nobody would have cared.
Well, on top of that, the insults aren't good. What, somebody's going to call you a jive turkey? Really?
Yeah.
No, the-
cracker? It's not insulting. Like, okay, saltine, Wonder Bread. No,
No.
I'm not hurt by those words. They just sound stupid.
well, the reason you're not hurt by those words is because you have a spine. If you had a spine, the whole idea of, oh, well, there's no white equivalent to nigger. Well,
I just want to correct you. It's because he has a spine and white privilege.
yeah. No, the reason those words don't hurt you is because you don't let them hurt you. really, when people complain about that no equivalent thing, it's because they're saying that my sensitive feelings need to be protected more than yours do.
Yep.
And I know this is a basic bitch opinion, but come on. Why is it that there's an entire side of the aisle of political thought that has not gotten to this most basic notion that you can choose what feelings you have? And also, I'm getting an echo.
I just thought you were that passionate that you were somehow projecting your voice like Moses.
Oh God, is that what people think of me?
Gunsky's gonna part the Red Sea later.
That just sounds wrong.
It's his girlfriend's time of the month. All right, and
Man, fuck all y'all.
If you remember, Moses had that long beard. Everybody knew when it was her time of the month.
Ew.
We're going
Thank
to
you.
hell.
I didn't need that mindset.
You're welcome.
And to be clear, I'm not advocating name calling, but I strongly believe that differences between words matter, and that
I need to get this out. I am so goddamn sick of this thing where they're like, I'm not saying this thing, I'm just saying this exact thing.
See, when you said I've just got to get this out, I was totally expecting you to fart.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll shut up for a little while.
Every racist word you go, oh look, it's a spick, it's a porch spick. I gotta get this out and just go down the line of just racist.
No, I thought you were setting up a joke. It's like, I just got to get this one thing out, and it's just like,
and
Let me whip this out. Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Sunburst.
I think that was the fart joke.
And that you can't simply equate words that support institutional power structures of domination and words that don't. A white person saying the N-word perpetuates racism/white supremacy, whereas a black person refiguring the use of that word for their own purposes is a form of resistance to centuries of racist oppression. A person of color calling a white person a cracker, while sometimes hurtful to whites, does not have the same impact because there's no institutional power behind it. And for the record, I read that the term cracker arose as a reference to whites cracking a whip during this country's 250 years of sanctioned racial slavery. So
Welcome to the 18th century.
So calling out a white person for perpetuating racism does not have the same impact as whites using the N-word.
Wait. So if that's true, then the insult to white people is basically calling them master.
Yes.
All right.
Like that?
A man using the C word, which I also refuse to say. I think she means...
Which C word, though? Because it's obviously not cracker, because he's said that plenty of times.
No, I think she's talking about cunt this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Well, that says a lot about Sunburst. Hey, you said it, not me.
Fucker.
A man using the C word perpetuates sexism, whereas a woman calling a man a douche is sometimes considered a symbol of resistance, because as a feminist explained to me, douches are useless and sexist. You can't equate someone perpetuating sexist oppression with calling out someone who is perpetuating that oppression. That's a big reason why I don't believe reverse isms exist. Calling out men, whites, and other groups who have power in relation to gender, race, and so on often gets misconstrued as anti-white, anti-male, etc. And even when it might be anti-white or anti-male, that's still not reflected in centuries of racist and sexist oppression. Who's using a word matters, but the person can also determine the impact that the word has when the person is using it. That's a huge concept that took time for me to understand. Impact matters far more than intent. Alright, and here comes the least surprising sentence. As an autistic person... My intent gets misread all the time, but I also need to take responsibility for the impact my language makes. I'll admit when it comes to ableism and the oppression of disabled people, and like many disabled people, I prefer identity-first language rather than person-first language. So I say that I am a disabled person and an autistic person rather than a person with disabilities or a person with autism. There are words that bother me and words that don't. What was that, Terry?
No, it's just sort of, if you're the kind of person who gets mad at an autistic person for not being able to communicate clearly, you're just an asshole. Like, like, come on. Like, I'm in the camp of intent matters, and if you know they didn't mean anything by it, then don't give them a hard time. Just be nice. Like, what are you picking on the autistic people for?
When I worked mental health, there was this therapist that I saw walk up to a severely autistic kid, get in an argument with him, and she started screaming at him, "Use your words." I almost pissed myself trying to contain my laughter. Like, you do realize what you just said, right? To an autistic, like fucking people.
Well, they also have to realize that there are many subtle levels of asshole. You have regular asshole, then you have fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Then you have bleached asshole.
If Sanguine says something that comes across kind of blunt or rude, you have to recognize that he's trying. Like, he's not doing it to be a dick. He's just got Asperger's, and I don't know. I think if you know someone has good intentions, reading negative intentions into it is kind of a shitty thing to do.
Asperger.
The R word. She means retard. She means retarded.
No. Retarded is still a real word. She actually says are dead. Okay. Because it used to be that the real offensive word was retard, because that is actually a slur, but I don't give a shit because this guy's a retard.
Retard is a real word. It's just not a noun.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's a verb.
It's a verb.
Yeah.
It's like the using the foam, I was able to retard the progress of the fire.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did work for a brief time at a board of mental retardation. So we were all retarded employees.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, retard was definitely a noun.
Yeah.
Retard as a noun is a slur, is what it is like. But Jack was saying it's not a real word. It is a real word. It's just used as a noun. It's got no non-slur comparison.
Yeah.
So, the R word, retarded, bothered me growing up because I got it a lot. And to this day, I still bristle when I hear it. It's a great way to belittle someone's perspectives and abilities to call them that word. So as slang to insult people, I'd prefer it not to be used. But honestly, words like crazy and dumb, though they privilege ability and can stigmatize the disabled, don't bother me as much. Possibly because I've heard them used so commonly that I'm used to thinking of them as normal, though I'm willing to question that naturalization.
So what they just said is, if more people call them retarded, it will be okay.
Yeah.
If it becomes normal for people to call this person retarded, it stops being a problem. I am willing to help them out. Sir or madam, you are retarded.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if they just did it the first time, they wouldn't have to call him a retard. Just call him a tard.
Well, if they hadn't stigmatized the word to begin with, it would have been completely normal, because a lot of retarded kids I worked with said, "I'm retarded." I'm like, yeah, you are. You totally are.
And you know someone just clicked that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, this person obviously has strong feelings, so let me give them. I won't use any of their words. I'll just tell them what I really think. Grow a fucking spine, you spastic.
Text message from Jack Cochran. I'm retarded.
So it's up to all of us who have privilege, as whites, men, cis folks, heterosexuals, able-bodied people, wealthy people, Christians, and or any other categories of privilege, to listen to the perspectives of the oppressed and take sides. No one group has members who will all agree on a word, but I think it's fair to say that we should question the dominant culture's views on language. And no, caring about oppression and power is not political correctness. It's the right thing to do.
No, it's not. I got news for you. Political correctness is going to kill this country.
That article is retarded.
So is the author.
Yes.
It may just be the most retarded article we read tonight.
I don't know.
Fucking
So-
retarded.
It's only the first one, so
Second one.
second one, whatever. Numbers are hard. Colonialists.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I
and,
was going to say, I applaud Jack for not using colonial maths.
and
Yeah.
the writer is called the Good Men Project.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So basically the Cucked Project.
Yeah.
Yes.
Essentially.
The Male Feminist Rapist Project.
Yeah. See, that's a trick because there are no good men.
Yeah.
Oh, of course not. All y'all are assholes.
All right, and on to our second game, which is for the chat only. The caption contest.
For the chat only.
Censor Jack Gunsky at the moment.
Chat only.
All right, and this is where I show a photo of, a political person, event, something like that, and you in the chat have to come up with a caption for it. And whoever we think is the funniest, I will tweet out that caption after the show and credit you. All right, so
I had to clarify my hashtag in chat because we actually have two Jacks. So I said hashtag Jack, and then hashtag not see the bad Jack.
Wait, who's a Nazi?
Yeah.
Oh man.
and here's this week's photo. And if you don't know who it is, this is the owner of Riot Rib, who was arrested for I forget what, but this is his what do you call it? The photo they take when they arrest him.
Mugshot.
Mugshot.
Mugshot, yeah.
Wow. Sleepy Joe ain't got nothing on him.
Right?
So, Moonshot, you
Yeah.
said it and you didn't type it, so I'll let it slide. Captain's of the chat.
Damn it, Jack.
Sorry. Sorry,
No, you're
everyone. No, I'm not.
No, you're
I'm not sorry at all. I regret nothing. You'll never catch me.
We know where you live. We've got it narrowed. We've narrowed it down to one state of the United States.
I need a boundary fitty.
Okay, that's a good one.
Hey, little girl, want to nibble my rib? Come for the ribs, stay for the crack. How many R words am I now? I shouldn't have eaten that last retard. I'm a retard and burn my building down.
Hey,
What?
she's piggybacking off of what I said.
You're not allowed to have a say. So.
According to the chat history, you didn't say anything.
That's
You son of a bitch.
Got $1 I need to catch the 3M. What'd you retract it for?
Huh?
No,
Oh.
she retracted the message. Idris Elba after eating at Riot Ribs.
I'm a sucker for a South Park reference. I'm still thinking Virgil's got it.
Yeah, as am
The tree
I.
fitty?
They said black didn't crack.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I need about tree fitty.
I'm gonna give it about 30 more seconds.
I was going to tell Sunburst not to retract, but miraculously,
She was trying to help
I
you.
wasn't able to message. Sunburst, put the message back up.
No, fucking watch Frosted timer out now.
Green Badger's got a pretty good one there. He said, looks like I picked the wrong week to quit freebasing CS gas.
What's CS gas?
Stuff that you don't want to inhale on a regular basis.
So it seems like we're between pick the wrong week and Tree Fitty.
Sunburst, quickly put it back up.
Unless any others stand out to you guys.
No, I think Virgil won my heart with the South Park.
Thing is, though, if she does put it back up and Jack wins, would that mean he is an asterisk winner? Because it does say Jack Gunsky prohibited.
Yeah.
I like the Tree Fitty. Window looking good. Crack so good, make you want to rob your mama. Wanted black drunken uncle.
I think I gotta go with the Tree Fitty.
Yeah.
What about you guys? I know Terry picks it. Moon.
I got it. Tree Fitty easy.
Jack Gunsky.
I'm protesting this vote.
He's gonna abstain.
Are you saying it's rigged? Are you gonna sue us?
I'm saying it's rigged.
I'll call Rudy for you.
I'm going to contest this election.
There were irregularities in the vote count.
Did you see that huge spike up there toward the end?
All right, and
Yes, two votes came from this house.
and Jack Cochran.
I'm gonna have to go with Tree Fitty, although there were some good ones in chat.
Yeah, the looks like I picked the wrong week to quit free pacing CS gas was good. A close second.
Yes, it was.
All right, and the winner is Virgil Grin. So I will tweet out the picture with your caption after the show.
Honestly, as someone who never watched South Park, the joke is really lost on me.
Look, guys, now's the time for unity.
All right.
As someone who won the vote, I agree. Let's all unify behind this. And if the vote goes against me, then I will be up in arms, and you rigged it against me. And I've been learning from the left.
All right.
Russian interference on all elections I don't win.
All right, and on to our next article. 9 problematic phrases you may not have realized are transphobic.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
All right.
I bet that's one of them. That's probably one of them. Oh my god, is on the list.
Yeah, like cross-dress to kill.
All right. So I'm just gonna skip right to the terms. So first up we have biologically female or biologically male. Referring to someone as biologically female or male can be invalidating to a trans person's gender because it implies they are not, in fact, the gender they identify as.
Because they're not.
Instead, saying someone was assigned male at birth or assigned female at birth is better. It acknowledges that, at birth, we are assigned genders decided by our genitalia, rather than our actual gender identity.
Here's the idea. How about I just call you by your sex? How about that? If you're a man, you're a man. If you're a woman, you're a woman. Deal with it. How about that?
No. I saw there was a guy who said biological sex doesn't actually exist. He was, I think he was arguing with Jordan Peterson. And he said it's not actually true to say that biological sex is a thing that exists in the real world.
This is why when I meet people for the first time and I don't know their name or their stupid pronouns, I just refer to them as cunny or ding dong.
Cunny and Ding Dong, they're cops.
Terry, was the guy you're talking about, was he the bald guy who looked like a turtle?
Yes.
Who looked like a sexually frustrated turtle?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
That was
Okay.
Wasn't that like what jump started Jordan Peterson's thing, like career?
Yes.
It was one of the things. There were a couple events before that, but that was one of the major things.
All right. And the second phrase is sex change operation. Asking a trans person if they have had a sex change operation is not the right terminology. There are a variety of gender-affirming surgeries as a trans person may choose to have in their lifetime. These include top surgery and bottom surgery. Top surgery refers to changing the chest to augment breasts or remove them. Bottom surgery is a colloquial phrase that can mean a number of different procedures, including phalloplasty, metoidioplasty, which both create a penis for people with vaginas, or a vaginoplasty, which creates a vagina for a person with a penis.
Remember when it was Mr. Medicare shared a video on Twitter of what actually happens during one of those surgeries?
Yeah.
And it's this horrific looking operation.
Yeah,
And
I don't want to watch those videos.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got like a ban for that or something like that. But
They-
my god.
Some videos do exist, but they're more like animated as opposed to like a real life kind of looking.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'll make
it was
better.
animated. It was
Yeah,
animated.
It was
I
very
see.
very disturbing.
I say we do what Ella Grant does and just call it the snip.
Yeah.
So since I had half of the top surgery, does that mean
You got a snip. You got a snip. You didn't get the ip. You just got the snip.
I'm so sick. I'm so sick of this bullshit Orwell speak stuff where we're calling things what they clearly aren't because we're trying to distance people emotionally from what they actually are. It's a sex
Well-
change operation.
Well, look, comrade, your wrong think is unacceptable. I'm gonna have to report you so I can get extra rations this week.
Yeah.
point of personal privilege?
Point of personal privilege. It's really triggering my anxiety.
See, if for whatever reason I had to get my penis removed, I would give it like a Viking funeral.
Like put it into a longboat and
Like
burn it.
I would just flop my dick into a rowboat, send it up the river, and then fire a fire arrow into it.
And now tell me that anybody reading along didn't see that second word and think Metroidoplasty?
I did think that, yeah.
While people typically mean bottom surgery when they ask if someone has had the surgery, many trans people do not get bottom surgery or any kind of gender-affirming procedure. A transgender person's medical history says nothing about their transness, so it's best not to ask unless a person offers that kind of information.
Well, you are right about that much. I don't want to know about your personal bullshit. That being said, you're the one who keeps bringing it up.
And the next phrase, are you fully transitioned? Similarly, asking if someone is fully transitioned or planning on transitioning implies a trans person isn't valid unless they have gender-affirming procedures.
I
Oh,
agree.
for fuck's sake.
I do that.
Look at that picture. It looks like it looks like the person's got the beard drawn on.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like really gay Justin Timberlake, who's already looks pretty gay.
I think unless you've taken steps to actually transition, then you don't get to use the trans label. You can't just identify your way into the opposite sex. If you're on hormones that radically alter your chemical makeup, okay, I'll give you that. But if you're just, I feel a certain way, then no, that doesn't count.
Excuse me. I feel that I've been personally affronted because you guys didn't call me a she 5 seconds ago when I was identifying myself as a she, and I didn't tell you because I shouldn't have to teach you anything.
Yeah. Many trans people will start hormone replacement therapy, but don't feel the need to have any surgery. Others may want gender affirming surgeries, but may not opt for hormone replacement therapy. Every trans person's journey with their gender is different. And the next
yeah, it's different, unique, and individual. Oh, fuck off.
So stunning, so brave.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm unique, and I need a special surgery to prove to you just how unique I am.
I'm a unique
And
skeleton, just like everybody else.
on those grounds, do you then have to treat Lauren Southern as if she's actually male? Do you have to treat Jessica Yanni as an actual woman? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you see, they're just faking it, so we don't have to listen to what they think.
Yeah.
well, I mean, according to this, there is no faking it. It's all based on how you feel. There was an Australian politician who decided that he was now going to identify as a woman because it's the only way he'd be allowed to talk about women's issues in Parliament. And so, like, does he count as female? He admitted he only did it for political purposes. I mean, that's how he identifies now.
That guy's awesome.
Under their rules, yeah, he would qualify because you can change your gender every 10 seconds.
Well, yes, but you're assuming that these people play by their own rules. No, they just make up rules on the spot whenever something isn't convenient for them. They have no rules.
Barry
It is-
O'Sullivan, that's his name. Barry O'Sullivan is the guy who just came out and said, "I'm a woman now," and so that means I'm entitled to talk about, these issues.
An Irish Australian?
Oh, that would be interesting.
God, how much does the man drink?
Well, he's Irish Australian, not Irish Aboriginal. So,
Oh,
Oh.
there's no gasoline in this bar.
exactly.
Ab O'Sullivan.
I just thought of something. Like, if your ship is going down and they're lowering the lifeboats and they say women and children first, can you say, "I identify as a woman. Let me on"?
Yeah. Alright. The next phrase, are you pre-op or post-op? Pressing a transgender person for whether or not they've undergone gender-affirming surgeries by asking if they are pre-op or post-op is also offensive. Asking about someone's medical history will not tell you how transgender a person is. Many transgender people do not have gender-affirming procedures in their lifetime. Sometimes,
Are they really that trans?
yeah, just how
Yeah.
dedicated are they?
They're just a trender in
Yeah.
that regard.
Many transgender people do not have gender-affirming procedures in their lifetime, sometimes out of lack of access to care, and other times because they do not feel a need to.
Then they're not trans.
Exactly.
But the way they said it, are they having the procedures after they die? Because they specified in their lifetime they don't have them.
Fox-kin
After they
super
die,
queer.
that's when they get it.
Do you see what Key read up? Do you identify as fox-kin super queer?
That sounds like an anime. Alright, I'm just gonna do one more for this.
PG Soda. PG says, an Irish Australian, so are they born with a beer or whiskey in their hand?
Don't you mean a bear?
Bah.
Alright, and the final, well, our final one. You need dysphoria to be transgender.
That is factually true. You do.
That is true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gender dysphoria.
Unless you consult their books.
Gender dysphoria is the feeling that your body does not fit your gender identity. Telling a trans person that they don't appear to have outward gender dysphoria is presumptuous. Oh, I'm getting an echo from me, Terry.
Really?
Yeah, I can see like your icon like lighting up when I talk.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I'll try and switch over to my laptop, see if that fixes anything.
Alright. I'll just finish this one up. Alright. Let's see.
Wait, hold on. They need to feel a certain way about their body to be trans. Is this person suggesting that if you don't feel like a man, that shouldn't be a bar to you calling yourself a man?
I think so.
Oh my god.
You don't need to be trans to be trans.
Nothing words have no meaning anymore. Congratulations. Words no longer have any meaning. Everything is pointless.
Look,
You
the
did
words
it.
of meaning are totally patriarchy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You colonialist monster.
They're very hurtful. Words hurt more than a sledgehammer on your fingers. They
It's
really
true. A dagger can only kill you once. Mean words can kill you for a lifetime.
do.
Don't
Black is white, freedom is slavery.
words are like weapons, they wound sometimes. Don't you listen to Cher?
It's true. It's true.
I mean, she just wants to turn back time.
Yeah. Telling a trans person that they don't appear to have outward gender dysphoria is presumptuous. It also implies that trans people need to feel a certain way about their body to be trans. Just because someone doesn't openly discuss their gender dysphoria or aren't on hormone replacement therapy doesn't mean they aren't experiencing dysphoria internally. Okay? Additionally, not all trans people experience gender dysphoria. Their experience is equally valid. Like any other mental health issue, dysphoria is a private matter.
Privates matter?
So-
You're getting chastised in chat now, Frosted. By his son.
What I do?
He says, who the fuck is asking trans people these questions?
Oh, you don't go up to random trans people on the street and be like, so you got the bomb surgery or what?
Because if a stranger, they must be a retard. If it is someone the trans person knows personally, then they already know the answers. And then she goes, thank you for making my brain hurt.
Anytime, Sunburst.
Well, one of my SJW friends back when I sort of was still friends with those types of people actually said to me at the beginning of every social interaction, you should ask their pronouns.
Fuck you.
Like every single one, even if you already know the person, just a quick check to check in to make sure that you're still using the right ones. Like,
That is so fucking tedious and exhausting. These people, they're not special, they're not changing, they're just assholes. People
All right.
like that are just plain old assholes. That's all there is to it.
All right, my pronouns are
yeah,
cunt
like I
and
said,
retard.
I'm not friends with that person anymore.
My pronouns are cunt and retard.
My pronouns are fucking you.
And if you don't say them, you're being violent.
Well, no, if you want to do that, just go. My pronouns are nigger, because they will not say that word.
Yep.
They will refuse. It's like, oh, it's my pronoun.
Terry, you're such a nigga.
Well, Jack is the one with the black icon. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
True.
It's black, but it's got white in the middle.
So you're a coon.
Yes, that's right. But then again, those people don't have any problem calling a black person a coon.
No, they don't.
You sure your name's not Tom?
Yeah.
Spelling Uncle Tom.
All right. And with the end of that article, it's on to Twitter time.
Yay!
My pronouns are I like butt rape and please have all my money.
Oh, Virgil's white.
All right. And the first one is from some person I don't know, Alan Zilberman. Of course Eric Clapton wrote an anti-lockdown song. He's a white supremacist.
What?
What anti-lockdown song is this?
Huh?
Oh,
Which anti-lockdown song? I didn't know you wrote one.
I don't know.
Heaven.
he's
Yeah.
a masked tard.
Tears in White Heaven.
Yeah, that's the song about his kid dying. Watch.
Yeah, it is.
Watch him do that.
He's a masked tard. I have no respect for him.
So, first of all, he's white supremacist. Also, what does that have to do with lockdowns?
Everything.
Lockdowns primarily target black people or something.
Yes, let's not forget that the coronavirus is racist by nature.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything is racist.
Everything is homophobic.
You see, coronavirus is racist because it came from China, where it's filled with Asians, and Asians are white people now.
Well, they talk about the difference between crack and cocaine, where crack is like a black thing and cocaine is for a white thing. Well, what did Eric Clapton write? Cocaine.
Ah,
Therefore, white supremacist.
He likes the white powder.
Yep.
that is inarguable. I've got to give you that one. That's
All right. And the next one was retweeted by what's his name? David Hogg. That's right.
deal.
March for Our Lives. We've elected an administration that says they believe in science, public health, equity, and so many more of our values, so we expect swift action to fight up for our vision. We're calling for a national director of gun violence prevention and a director of youth engagement. A director of youth engagement.
So
Is that like a
propaganda.
no? But is that like a Muslim and a 9-year-old wife? Is that the youth engagement that they're talking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, they can improve relations with young people and Muslims.
What kind of a... See, I would like to have the... Here's my name, my title, National Director of Gun Violence Prevention. Like, that's got to be the easiest fucking job. You have the Second Amendment that just says, hey, look, you can bear arms. Okay, no problem. It's done. My job is now finished. Like, give me my paycheck.
All right, and the next one is from YouTube. Unthanksgiving is about honoring Native American and Indigenous heritage to better understand this history. How are you connected to and connecting with Indigenous heritage and history where you live?
Was it not the Native Americans that helped the Pilgrims by giving them shit?
No, but I'm friends with Johnny Hellcat, Hate Camel, and Della Hayes. I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
You're so fired.
Unthanksgiving.
Yes.
How about go unfuck yourself?
And finally, from someone named Grandma Grit.
Oh God, this one.
Oh dear.
I want to live in a country where Colin Kaepernick is seen as a hero and Kyle Rittenhouse is seen as a terrorist. Retweet if you agree. Even if you agree with Colin Kaepernick, what has he done to be earned calling a hero, to have earned being called a hero?
He's part black.
Yeah,
He earned millions of dollars for himself and didn't donate it to anyone and pretends to be the much more important than he actually is in the public consciousness.
The best thing about Colin Kaepernick, he's such a shitty football player that Google, if you look up his name, he comes up as an activist, not a football player.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
It says Colin Kaepernick, American activist. That is how bad he is at football.
he made money by not playing.
Yeah.
And I love it. This is yet another one of those goddamn white apologists. I can't fucking stand them.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Do you see any other race that does this? That
No.
will think, like, you'll never ever see an Asian person that's ashamed of their heritage or ashamed of their race.
Yeah.
Or
Well, wasn't there like some study done a while back where they actually polled people on how they feel about their own race, and the only people who had negative perceptions of their own race were white people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just tired of seeing it because it makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Stop hating yourself. How difficult, you would be these people would be so much more tolerable if they just didn't hate themselves all the time. It's sickening. It's disgusting. I don't want to see someone hating themselves. It makes me hate them.
Yeah.
Calm down there, Uncle Jack Tom.
Yeah. You're supposed to hate yourself.
Yeah, that's the whitey way.
when I see people, people saying that a black person saying that the first article with oh, what was it again? The
Diversity
race-based
hiring.
hiring. Yeah, diversity hiring. That person hates black people because obviously they don't think that black people measure up to white people if they don't think that the meritorious process is going to work in their race's favor.
Well, they hate
So
black
So they're
people and
self-hate.
they hate black
These
people and
people-
white people.
These people think black people are so stupid they can't find the DMV.
Yeah. They think I suspect they think that black people actually don't have any legs and so they can't walk to the DMV. No, it's sickening because I don't want to see people who hate themselves or think that they're inferior to other people. But that seems to be the basis of this entire ideology is self-hatred.
Well,
Just-
and a Kasperian is obviously fucking better than everybody.
Yeah.
That's true. That is factual.
That's true. That is true.
I'm fucking better than you.
And speaking of people getting paid to do nothing, it's time for our final article.
Woohoo!
You have the
Yay.
This is my area of expertise.
you have
Please, just kill me now. Can someone just shoot me in the fucking head before we get to
That's
this
what you're
final
doing
article?
something with, and I just established I'm the best at doing it.
That's gun violence, Jack. We can't have that.
God damn it.
you have the right to not work.
Oh,
For
You
fuck's
also
sake.
have the right to not eat.
The final
Now, is that
the
is that a
final
black
labor
kid?
right. I don't know. It's sleeping soundly in a sickle and hammer apparently. The final
That's just a paintbrush. You're seeing things that aren't there, Frosted. It's just a paintbrush.
And
Yeah.
a moon.
the final labor right is the right to not labor.
What?
You don't. You don't have to work. It's just you won't have any money if you don't. You'll.
No.
Well,
The author is an Indian, so that's obviously an Indian person.
look, this crap always comes up, but you look at places like Slab City, where there's a bunch of shiftless layabouts mooching off the government, and they don't spend their time being all creative and artsy. No, they build junk out of junk, and then they sit around all day doing nothing except drugs. It's fucking ridiculous. I hate these people.
This is the thing that AOC got busted for because she had people who are unwilling to work should still get the free money, and it's like people saw that it's like, excuse me, and the world is not ready for that push towards communism yet.
Well, you have to protect their rights. Yeah.
Is it wrong that it's a black baby and telling people not to work?
This is
Shame on you.
This is a big part of why the Soviet Union fell behind in technology was they had so many people that did the barest minimum amount because they got paid the same as the person that busted their ass.
It's
So nothing got done.
Well,
Aside-
I'm actually living proof because when I worked doing the phone surveys, I wasn't paid by the survey. I was paid by the hour. And as a result, I did not give a fuck whether they did the survey or not. It's like, do you want to do a survey? No? Okay, fine. And
Well-
like, if I was paid by the survey, like, oh, go on, it's only 5 minutes. I try and talk them into it. But if I get paid the same either way, like, who cares?
well, it's all because that sort of mentality discourages incentives. It discourages the incentive to work. And so if you tell and because of that, it prioritizes I know that it prioritizes money in a person's life, but there are more things to life than just money. Money can
Like
buy you the
almonds.
necessities, but money is not everything. And that's what these people don't seem to realize. They seem to think that money is both everything, and then number two, that money comes from nowhere. It just comes from the ether.
It grows on
they-
trees.
It is
Money-
the most important thing to them, but it also has no value to them.
Money isn't everything, but it's a great start.
Man,
That's true.
all I did was read the headline.
It's well, yeah, but we already I know what this person is going to do. They're going to say that, these things are human rights, and it's going to be some.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I haven't read the article yet.
Yeah.
Wait.
Look,
We've got
They're
the
going to say
title.
health care is a human right, or my getting to feed my children is a human right. It's not, and therefore I should just get them because I'm special.
Frosted,
That's
I'll
all-
tell you the same thing I told the guy at the firearms dealership that had a 5-day waiting period. I'm angry now. I can't wait that long.
Well, looking at the picture and then looking at the title, shouldn't that say you have the right to remain silent?
There you go.
No, you have
Just-
no rights under communism.
That's true.
All right. You have the right to not work. Sounds crazy, but what are you doing right now? Not working, are you? That's fine. This is your right. You are not your job. You are not defined by your value to the capitalist system. Yes, you have rights as a worker, but the most important right, the one we are denied, is the right to not work at all. What is not work? Not work is the most important work of all. Not work is raising children. Not work is caring for elders. Not work is making art. Not work is not destroying the earth.
So those are actually work, though. Like raising children is work. It's unpaid work, but no one is going to say that it's not work.
Well, no, it's unpaid work, but the work has value to this person personally. They get
Yes.
value from raising their child. They don't get paid because you don't get paid to do things that are beneficial to you. You get paid to do things that are beneficial to others. And those are the people that pay you.
No, but if you think about it, like if you run a daycare center, that is absolutely raising children and work at the same time. It's like they're just
Exactly.
wrong.
It's raising other people's children because that work has value to other people.
Look, if
Raising your child has value to two people, you and the child, and I'll tell you what, the child probably can't afford to pay you.
No, but also just if you want someone to give you their money, you need to give them something that they want. Otherwise, why would they give it to you? So, yeah, you get paid for your contribution to society. That's just how it works.
I'll tell you what, I'll pay you to not be a useless son of a bitch and just spit out a bunch of children that are going to be a burden on my system. How about that for payment?
Don't make that promise, Jack, because people will take you up on it.
I would do it. You know what? We give money to useless people so that they can have children that flood our system. If we paid people not to have children, then all the idiots would just disappear. It'd be shocking. It'd be the lightest burden on our system ever. We would just have to pay idiots not to reproduce and not to add to the gene pool. Problem solved in 3 generations or less.
Okay,
Yeah, but then
in
who would protect?
that case, how much money would you like to give me? Because I promise not to have kids. I promise right now.
Look,
As much money as you want to give me, I will take.
Yeah, I think you
if
all
my-
of us money, yeah.
If my government made that decision, I'd be totally for it. I would be willing to put up the money to make sure that useless people did not drain my society.
I'll start the Viking
although
funeral
I find
now.
Dr. Gunsky's sterilization program quite interesting, I do enjoy the Walmart prices. And by doing this, we're going to lose a lot of Walmart pricing.
What is unskilled work? Unskilled work is growing food, cleaning bedpans, building homes. This is in fact highly skilled work. You try doing it. During the pandemic, we call this essential work, but we certainly don't treat the workers that way. Are you beginning to see that we have our priorities wrong?
No.
No.
Is this person suggesting that we didn't jerk off enough to the thought of essential workers during the pandemic? Did we not openly hail the essential workers enough? Did we not put up enough signs in the street? Oh, we love our essential workers.
A hero lives here. Thank you. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Jesus fucking Christ. Our society worshipped those people for several months. I'm sorry. You get thanks. You don't get groveling.
Right.
What are labor rights? Well, what is labor? We value the literal labor of our own mothers as nothing. All the mother's milk in the world counts for not a cent of GDP, while formula companies are worth billions. We're obviously missing something.
That's because you.
I think she's missing her own statement there. If you have kids, you are worth something because you're buying that damn formula.
Mhm.
Buying diapers, you're buying all sorts of shit. We value parents very much. They get tax breaks, they get all sorts of free shit. Fuck off, stupid bitch.
Well, of course they get free shit. Those babies make just never-ending amounts of it.
True.
Take away benefits for parents, give it to non-parents. That's all there is to it. Problem solved. Idiots bred out of society.
I will take as much money as you are willing to give me.
Yeah, me too.
Not to have kids.
I'll start my Viking funeral right now.
Terry, I'll tell you what, it's probably a lot less money than my government is giving to parents.
Look,
Oh,
I would have kids, but the women keep escaping from the basement, the subterranean love den. So I don't have any right now. So I'm sorry. But yeah, these people are fucking idiots.
Well, that's the problem, is that idiots are fucking other idiots, and you
Yeah.
get all these babies.
Well, and they're getting dumber too. Like they're breeding super retards, and then they write articles like this.
I'd read that comic book. Yeah. We're missing not work. The right to not work is not a new right. For the vast majority of human existence, hunter-gatherers had plenty of leisure time and much healthier skeletons. Rich people have this right today. What do you think the division between capital and labor is? Capitalists, by definition, do not labor. Let me give you my example. I work I love, but I do not have to work to eat. My wife has investments, and that money works for us. Rich people already have universal basic income. It's called compound interest. We get paid to not work just because we already have money.
No, you're getting paid because you're giving your resources to someone else, and then they are using that to make money. Like, they are paying you because you are giving them something of value. That's just, they're not giving you free money. They're paying you for the privilege of access to your wealth.
No, it's just, oppression? Yeah, let's go with oppression.
It probably is, yeah.
For the poor, however, we withhold this right. There's the idea that the poor need to be motivated by fear of starvation or disease or homelessness, or the economy will fall apart. But this is A, a cruel psychological experiment, and B, not how human motivation works.
I'm sorry, but there is no government that enforces that sort of rule over poor people. Basically she is or is this a she? I always assume it's a she for some reason. But anyway, these types of people, they assume that someone is doing this to the poor. No, this is just the natural state of the world. This is the natural state. And when you try to enforce your absolutely batshit ideas, that is an unnatural state. And the world tries to self-correct back to the natural state again.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, not everyone can be a winner. There are always going to be people on the lowest rung because of education, intelligence level, laziness, bad with money, whatever the reason, there are always going to be people at the bottom. You can't pick up some random heroin addict that's a hobo and expect them to walk into a CEO job and be able to do the same thing. It's a logical fallacy that falls in with the communist mentality, is that everybody's kind of interconnected and on the same level, and they're not. Some people just are bad at life, and it shows. And that's
what I was going to say is that they kind of indirectly have a, but like if you stop giving poor people welfare, they'll stop being poor one way or the other. They'll either get motivated or get dead. So it's like that is a pretty strong incentive for them to actually, try and make something better their situation.
But then,
Yeah, well, you
but
have
then
to
they won't have
incentivize
time to do
people.
nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can choose not to work, which means you're going to starve to death and be a homeless person for a while, but that's your choice. You don't deserve a paycheck just for being alive. No society can function that way because everybody that's on the dole that's paid not to work is bringing everyone else down, and eventually you have more people that won't work than you do people working, and the burden on the people working, eventually they'll say fuck it and not do anything.
When you give people money for nothing, like the Dire Straits,
And your chicks for free.
yeah,
Yes.
chicks for free. You are incentivizing them not to aspire to anything.
Yes.
You are incentivizing them to be useless.
Hey, Useless is a great guy. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, how dare you?
Well, I don't call him useless because I don't think he's useless.
Because you're
His
dead.
name
You're
is
dead
Useless.
naming him.
No, his name is no longer useless. His name, according to Discord, is Cracked Spoon.
Oh my god.
His
Crack
name.
spoon? What?
His name is Toby.
On YouTube, he still comes up as the Useless Cook and the Useless Rebel. So I'm
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna call him Jason.
We'll call him Uncle Ruckus.
His name is Robert Paulson.
there you go.
As a teenager and young adult, I had every basic need taken care of. Big surprise. But I still cleaned toilets at McDonald's, a supermarket and restaurant, and basically every job besides telemarketing, which was a mental toilet. Why did I do this? It wasn't out of fear of destitution. I wanted to buy CDs and clothes and weed. Big surprise. People are almost entirely motivated by the extras and only demotivated by poverty. We motivate the wealthy with more wealth, but insist that the poor must be motivated by poverty. Why? How is this different from How is this different from motivation by the whip? When you put someone's food or their children's medicine on the line, what's the difference? What's good for the
The government didn't do poor to you. The government didn't make you poor. The only way the government makes you poor is through taxes. That's the only way. And guess what? The things that you're promoting would increase taxes.
I'm always reminded of that clip of the lady that got kicked off welfare. She's like, I got 15 kids. Somebody's got to take care of these.
Yeah. No, it's the same. It's the same as whipping them. No.
Yeah. Just because you're a loser doesn't mean that it's somebody else's fault. It's fucking annoying. You're not owed a living. You're not owed middle class status. Learn to fucking type.
Well, I just want to correct you on one thing. If it's not someone else's fault, that means it's mine. And clearly that's not the case. Nothing is my fault. So I think your logic has a hole in it.
Oh, I see. Well, my bad.
Yeah. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Just treat poor people with the same dignity as the rich. Hence, I am not calling for the creation of a right. I am calling for an extension of rights across class and a return to our roots as human beings. We used to just gather food for a few hours and chill the rest of the day. This is possible, and it is possible without destroying the economy. Indeed, such thinking makes the economy bigger.
Bullshit.
But you know that the lifespan of humans up until very recently was like 35, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People didn't just go grab some food and chill out. No, they had to build shelter. They had to fend off wild animals or raiding tribes. There was a lot more going on than just like, oh, let's kill this mammoth and then just hang out for the day. No, you had to gut that thing, clean it, prepare the food, try and preserve some of it. There was a lot more going on.
And
Poor people in the United States have a higher standard of living than King Henry VIII did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, just a reminder to people, This is the same type of person who bitches about the environment. I bet you. I'm willing to bet you they bitch a lot about the environment. You want to know what's really detrimental to the environment? Everybody living like woolly mammoth hunters, looking for wild resources. Guess what? The wild resources eventually run out, and you need to replace them by something like, oh, I don't know, agriculture and work.
And
Hey, fact.
you know what else the hunter-gatherers didn't have is electricity, the internet, purified water, a steady supply of food, medications, air conditioning, heat in the winter. But, let's just go back to that.
What have the Romans ever done for us?
The Romans. Oh, sure, they gave us roads and reading.
The aqueduct.
People's front,
peace.
people's front of Judea. The very idea of work and not work is based on a very narrow and frankly insipid definition of the economy. We live in a world where Amazon, a glorified shopkeeper, is worth $1 trillion and the Amazon rainforest is worth 0. Should we...
Wait. How is the Amazon rainforest worth $0? Are you kidding me? There's billions of farmable resources in the Amazon. Why do you think a mahogany desk is so expensive?
Are we supposed to pay the rainforest?
Well, I think they mean that they should redistribute some wealth to Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, because she lives in the rainforest.
Yeah. And also, Amazon isn't exactly a glorified shopkeeper. They employ hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. So
yeah, no, they're a distributor, and they're a massive distributor, and they distribute virtually everything in the world.
Yeah. A lot of people's lives are better because of that.
This person, I would feel better hearing about this person's opinions if it wasn't so blatantly obvious that they are a useless human being. They are totally an utter waste of oxygen on this earth, and frankly, we'd all be better off if this person was dead. I'm not afraid to say it. This person would probably be a better use to our society as farm food. Fertilizer, yeah.
They're intellectually vapid because this is somebody that doesn't have real world experience below upper level society. They don't know how things are done. They don't understand supply chains and how people work for their money. They don't understand that. It's very obvious. They have the mentality of a high schooler.
Yeah. They think that Amazon is effectively useless to the world economy, or just barely useful to the world economy. Yet for some reason they have no problem writing their hackneyed blog that added nothing to anyone's life whatsoever. And yet they're some sort of big important person because of their stupid, ill-informed thoughts.
That is not true, Jack. All of our lives have been enriched from this article.
Yeah.
It has made my day.
Well, it's made my blood pressure go up.
It has, this article, it has been so bad. It was so bad from the very beginning that it has actually taken time off my life. So not only has it wasted my life, but it has actually actively made my life shorter. So it's like burning the candle at both ends, just listening to this moronic bullshit.
But Joe Biden is likely to become the next US president, and the fewer years you have to spend on a post-Biden world, the better. So you owe this author a debt of gratitude.
Yeah, to be fair, those are probably the diaper years if you're lucky, so I won't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I don't know. This author has given me diaper years.
Well, your little diatribe just makes me want to think. So basically what you're saying is I award you no points.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah. We are all now dumber from having listened to you.
We live in a world where childcare is part of the economy, but caring for your own children is worthless. We talk about the economy. We talk about the economy. but for classist, sexist, dumbassist reasons, we exclude most human activity from the economy. Raising children, caring for elders, being a friend, being a lover, helping a neighbor, volunteering, all worth exactly zero to the economy. Meanwhile,
Yeah, because if volunteering was paid, that would be an interest to the economy, and if it was paid, it wouldn't be volunteering.
If you get paid to be a lover, you're a prostitute.
yeah. Caring for elders, there's nursing homes. Being a lover, there's hookers. Yeah. Raising children,
And-
there's daycare.
And incidentally, this person is an idiot because, of course, those things contribute to the economy. They just don't contribute to it in a direct manner. They don't contribute to it in the dollar sense, but they are contributions to the society because if you take care of a child, eventually that child will grow up and contribute to society. Hopefully, except that if this person's raising them, they're probably going to be another useless piece of fertilizer.
Well, again, it goes to this person's ignorance because raising kids, you have to buy them clothes, diapers, food, all that shit, toys, etc. If you're dating someone, you likely go out to eat, go to movies or some other form of entertainment, which is generating jobs and money for all the people in these service industries. So those things do make money. The elderly, like you said, there's nursing homes, private nurses, assisted living facilities. All those things create jobs for people that otherwise would be probably unemployed or sitting around with idle hands. This person has no concept of what is created by people in everyday life.
Well, and how about this? How about you don't need to get paid for things that you do that benefit you personally? Being a lover,
I should get paid for everything.
Yeah, no, that's like excuse me, I jerk off all day in my room to episodes of Sex in the City. Who's gonna pay me for that? Who's gonna pay me to do that shit? Fuck you.
That's
Fuck
getting
you,
clipped.
You god awful cunt.
Yeah, what happens on your OnlyFans is really not our business, dude.
I don't know why I thought of Sex in the City.
Yeah, there's like 4 characters and only one is not hideous.
I've never even watched the show.
I had to watch an episode in college, so consider yourself lucky.
Yeesh.
That's torture.
Meanwhile, cutting down trees, robbing the poor with payday loans, marketing opiates, all highly valuable economic activity. We're doing it wrong. Not just ethically wrong, economically wrong. Economics is about the allocation of scarce resources, but we're not even measuring the resources we have. We are certainly not measuring what matters. Hence what I'm calling for is not uneconomic. I am in fact calling for a massive expansion of the economy to include all human activity and value it. As a way of measuring this, I call for a goal of ZDP, zero domestic poverty. ZDP, zero domestic poverty, instead of GDP, defining national wealth logically as not being poor.
What is considered poor to these people? Somebody like this, what do they consider zero domestic poverty? Do you have to make 30 grand a month or 30 grand a year? Because if the minimum is 30 grand a year, the people at 30 grand a year are the poor now. Because everybody else makes more.
You only have to make $33,000 a year to be in the top 1% of earners in the world. If you earn more than $33,000, you are the 1%. How does that measure up to your stupid basic ass bitch opinion?
And people in different countries and different regions are going to have a different standard of living. It doesn't cost the same amount to live in Jakarta as it does to live in Chicago. So what measure are we using? Because some people that live on the streets of Jakarta make $2 a month. And they can live off that. It's not good living, but you can live off of it. And somebody making like $100 there would be doing okay. You can afford an apartment, you can eat. It's not the greatest, but you're not the dirt poor beggar wearing a burlap sack. So what is the measure of poverty? And is money the most important thing to you? Because that's kind of what it sounds is they think throwing money at a situation magically fixes it. It doesn't cure addiction. It doesn't cure gambling problems. It doesn't cure bad decision making. This is ludicrous. This person has a very weird perspective on how finances and poverty works.
They're very juvenile. This person is extremely juvenile in their thinking. And you know, that doesn't surprise me because they're a communist.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. It's like, of course they don't know economics. They're communists.
Yeah. We cannot keep expanding a sliver of human activity and calling it growth. This is in fact cancer, leading inexorably to climate change.
Your cancer.
That is I want to take offense on Moonchuck's behalf.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I've been through the first part, and it does not lead to climate change, so this person can fuck right off.
No. Climate change is caused by moonshock, confirmed.
It's work, Moonshot, you're slacking.
I know.
Yeah. We have to make our conception of our economy bigger if we want to even have one in 30 years. And that starts now. If you assign zero value to a mother's labor, to 3D print a whole ass human being, your definition is wrong. Think bigger. Workers of
I
the...
don't actually have a 3D printer, but I don't think that's how that works.
I think it does. Yeah. Workers of the world, stop working so much.
Right.
Last century, people fought and sacrificed to give us so many labor rights we take for granted. The weekend, for example, that's a labor right. Children not working in factories, pensions, unions, sick days, maternity/paternity leave. These rights didn't come out of nowhere. People.
So essentially, what they're saying is they want to be treated like a child.
Yep. Also, children not working in factories isn't a right. It's like a regulation. That they always had the right not to work in factories. People fought for them. We need to keep fighting. Our ancestors got us the weekend. We need to take the whole damn week.
This person's just lazy.
Yeah, no shit. This person wants a job only to have to stay home every day because I want you to hire me, but I don't want to have to do any work and get paid for it.
I'll probably
The right to be an infant, the right to be a non-contributing sack of shit.
I'll probably do a couple more paragraphs. The
Yeah.
late
Oh my god, how much longer is this thing?
Too long. Too long.
Oh, actually, it's almost done. All right. The late David Graeber puts all these ideas better, and I'm very sad he died.
I'm not. I'm glad he's dead.
Is this like
I
a
hope his children are dead.
Is this like a robot pretending to be sad? I'm very sad he died.
Activating tear ducts.
When I'm talking about this is the quote from David Graeber, who they're very sad he died. When I'm talking about a basic income, I don't mean a supplement, but an income which is enough to live on. I'm for divorcing livelihood and work entirely. If you're alive, you deserve a livelihood, and it's up to you to decide what you have to attribute to society.
Nothing. That's the thing. Everyone's gonna pick nothing.
How about this, Kami? How much? What's the number? How much is a living income for that these people need to have, that these people absolutely must need to have to live? Because I'll tell you right now, I bet you it's more than minimum wage.
The man's dead, Jack. Show some respect.
Wage needs to be $15, and then once it's $15 and all the prices increase, you're going to realize, hey, this $15 doesn't buy anything. We need it to be $20. And
Exactly.
then
That's what I'm saying. It's always a shifting goalpost.
Yeah.
With this form of basic income, you might have the problem of how to get people to clean sewers. You'll have to pay them a lot, but nobody will take a bullshit job anymore because people want to feel useful.
well, cleaning the sewers is a bullshit job that no one wants.
Oh my god. So this person is so useless that they want to both do nothing but feel like they're contributing.
Yes.
This person wants to live in trash because you're not going to get garbage men, you're not going to get plumbers because those jobs are disgusting. That's why you have to pay so much for them.
Yes.
Oh God, oh, I hate these people so much.
They're so entitled. They have no idea what it is that they have, how lucky they have it. Guess what? We could all be space dust right now. We could have. There are so many factors that had to go right for us to even basically exist on this planet, and yet for some reason, suddenly we're entitled to everything. It's bullshit. These people, they have no sense. And then they gaslight you by pretending that they are the people who hold the ultimate key to everything. They don't know jack shit about anything.
In the words of my favorite person who ever blocked me, pray that there's intelligent life somewhere up in space because there's bugger all down here on Earth.
True.
And this
Channeling the Eric Idle block.
this is back to the author talking. What I am talking about is universal basic services, i.e. food, water, health, shelter, and the things that are economic to provide collectively. And universal basic income for things that are better through the market. This sounds crazy, but it is just the experience of having... This sounds crazy, but it's just the experience of having a rich parent. And that parent being the government. Millions of people are having this experience now. Where do you think most of your writers and academics and economists come from? They come from privilege, but I am telling you this is a right. When people ask how we'll pay for this, look at the horrific cost of the U.S. healthcare system compared to the public healthcare in, say, Sri Lanka.
Seriously?
The quality of the healthcare too.
Because those
Apples and
are
oranges much.
because those are complete. That's a completely perfect comparison.
Wow.
I'm sure Sri Lanka has just as many people to take care of.
And I'm sure the quality of care is just as high as you get in the US.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, lady, commie, whatever. Go to Sri Lanka and get heart surgery. How about that? They're so wonderful over there. Why don't you go over there and get some life-altering surgery and see how comfortable you are with it?
You see, they're gonna show up for the surgery, and then like they have a month or so to live, and then the doctor will just be like, "Nah, I'm doing nothing. It's my right."
Yeah.
See how great their system is when your scalpels are getting cleaned with banana leaves.
There's a reason Lauren Chen went to the US to get her father's care.
Yeah.
Many of these things are much cheaper to provide publicly than privately. Many Scandinavian countries have also done welfare systems like this piecemeal. I am simply saying order the whole value meal. You'll save money. Universal basic income is also vastly simpler, and thus cheaper, to administrate than the complicated systems we have now to decide who is worthy, old, young, citizen, sick, etc. People will also say that poor countries can't do this, but maybe break the apartheid in the World Bank and IMF, and we'd have a chance.
Oh my God.
So globalism, basically.
Yeah.
Having people not living hand to mouth also allocates economic resources better, i.e. the point of an economy. People can do what they're good at, and along with open borders, another necessary change,
Oh my god.
where it's most needed, a free market.
See, the whole thing there is if you're giving away free money and you have open borders, you don't have any money. That's gone.
Yeah. Everybody will come in and take it. Oh my God, I've never wanted to be a human trafficker more than I do right now.
No, weren't you listening? It's simpler and better, and everything will be perfect, like in Sri Lanka.
Can I just say, the more this person speaks, the more I realize that Pinochet did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Helicopter rides for all of these people. Just go to the headquarters of Medium. Give them all helicopter rides, even the okay ones that Terry was talking about. Just give them all, because these people are just such deranged mental cases that the world would just be so much better without them. Let's go full catapult here, folks.
Yeah, the one I was talking about, he was writing about video games, and like not anything woke about them. Just Medium lets you submit articles, and he wanted to talk about video games. It's all these people who are basically commies that they're the ones submitting the articles that need to be.
Yeah, I know. I'm being facetious. We shouldn't murder innocent human beings except for communists.
Agree.
I'm just kidding. It's just a show. This is all scripted. Susan.
Oh, and for the record, the population of Sri Lanka is 21 million.
So about the same as the US.
And
Pretty
according,
Yeah, totally.
and in terms of World Bank estimates, they are a poor country.
Yeah.
Well, that can't be. that cannot be. Clearly, they've got the money for this wonderful socialized healthcare system.
Yeah.
They're
They
poor
must be.
because the U.S. doesn't redistribute their wealth. See,
Of course.
To put it frankly, you cannot have a free market with bonded wage slaves. We have to set people free in terms of having their basic human needs met, and set them free to move wherever they want. This is a free market. Again, what we have now is not a free market. Someone working to avoid starvation is not free. Someone that cannot cross a border is not free. What we have now is capitalism, colonialism, feudalism, and all the isms and schisms of the past. Hence, what I am calling for is not just ethical, it's economic.
Murder's ethical. This person, at the very least, if I suggest that I might want to kill this person, at the very least, it would I could justify that by saying it was self-defense because clearly they want to kill me.
Yeah, I mean, punching a Nazi's all right,
Yeah, well, I mean, at the very least, no, they're both equally bad. I would say that communists and Nazis are probably about equally bad.
well, they're both socialist branches. So
Yeah.
this is clearly somebody that's never struggled in their life because they don't appreciate what they have.
And I would just like to say, for the record, I do not advocate for killing people. I do not actually advocate for that. I want to put that on the record because I don't want Frosted's channel to get yeeted into oblivion.
I would also like to say I'm not advocating for killing people, but also commies aren't people.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Yeah, like that old phrase thing where some mercenary was being interviewed, and I think he was Polish, and they ask him, what's it like to kill a human being, and he says, I don't know, I've only killed communists. And it's like, yes, that is my hero.
That's perfect.
All right. Last century, they fought for the right of a worker to not be treated as chattel. We must keep going to be treated like human beings. We have to fight this century for the final labor right, the right to not work at all. The end.
They will never stop making me laugh. They want the right to do nothing and get paid for it.
Yep.
The right to be useless.
Again, this is a great guy. Stop picking on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack.
I'm going to tell him to watch this stream and he'll see what kind of friend you really are.
Also, we're going to clip the part about you masturbating to Sex in the City.
I feel all the regret welling up inside right now.
And the other thing is, we know from previous streams that when he masturbates, there are potatoes involved.
Potatoes?
That's true.
I missed that. What?
I don't remember that part.
No, that was wasn't that the Talking Points game?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, something about that. Masturbating with potatoes.
One of Jack's TED Talks involved shoving potatoes up there for masturbatory purposes, and
Oh God.
Jeez, I hope Evolved Potato isn't in chat.
we'll have to send him the link.
Make yourself a new victory garden.
Well, Well, that's all I had for today, gentlemen. So,
Oh god.
I would like to thank you for appearing on my show. No, I'm just kidding.
all right. So, I'd like to thank my co-hosts. Let's see. Jack Gunsky has Quippers United on Tuesday nights. Let's see. Moonshock is out of work at the moment due to COVID and all that. So the link to his Streamlabs is in the chat and the description. So any donation helps.
Nice.
Terry is on every stream known to man, including this Quippers United. Johnny Hellcat streams.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Minions at the Zoo, if Del Hayes is hosting.
Yeah. And Jack Cochran is on comic book curation on Wednesdays usually, and most of the time on Bunky in the morning. Anything else you want to shill, Jack?
No. Be sure and like and share this channel to everybody so they can enjoy the hilarity. And be sure and give Moonshock some money if you can afford it.
Yes, please.
So I need something to embezzle.
Yeah. All right. Well, same time next week, guys.
Please don't just. Oh, sorry.
I won't be here next week. I'll be down in Melbourne. So yeah, you'll if you want to catch me, I'll be gone for about a week, starting in about 5 days.
Yeah, we'll have to find a replacement Australian.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Please never contact my number again. I don't know how you keep finding me, but I promise you it is you doing all the work. I'm trying to avoid this show because I'm pretty sure my lifespan decreases by a year every time I do it.
All right. So, we'll see. Thanks, Sunburst. So we'll see you guys next week, same time. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
everyone.